Yo, what's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy, Kevin Forte. Guys, we're taking a look today at the Anaheim Ducks, as they're one of the few teams in this offseason that you could argue needs to add more scoring depth to their roster. They were the worst team on the power play last season. They had the least amount of goals in the NHL. So what do the Ducks need to do in terms of adding some more scoring to their roster? So we're going to be looking at some of those guys that are available in today's video. So right away, I'm going to throw the caveat that Jack Eichel is in the conversation. I'm sure you guys are going to mention that in the comment section down below. But we're not looking at Jack Eichel because we've talked enough about Jack Eichel and potentially going to the Anaheim Ducks, and there's definitely a fit there. Especially once we look at their lineup, it'll make more sense. You look at their lineup, you got Maxime Comtois, Trevor Zegras, and Troy Terry. That's not necessarily a bad top line, but then you look at the second line, you have Adam Henrique, Ryan Getzlaf, and Rickard Rakell. And it kind of shows the lack of depth in the organization at this point. Again, you have guys like Lundestrom. You have guys that are going to come up. But as of right now, the Ducks definitely have a hole. And I hate to say it about Getzlaf on the second line. He's not a second-line center anymore. And again, this is according to dailyfaceoff.com. So if you have any discrepancies with the lineup, you could talk to them. Troy Terry, again, is he a guy that's a top-line guy? Probably not. So there's some reason to say that maybe they could make something work here with adding another forward in that top six. So besides Jack Eichel, what are some of the other names that the Anaheim Ducks could look at? Now, Bob Murray has a couple of options in free agency, and we're going to look at four of those guys today. Ryan Donato, he had 20 points in 50 games last season with the San Jose Sharks. He actually put together a pretty good run. He didn't even receive a qualifying offer from the Sharks. They were like, we're done, get out of here, and that's kind of it. And they did see a lot of him last season because the Ducks and the Sharks played an awful lot last season. So you have that as well. If you really like him, you've seen enough of him. Alex Galchenyuk, a former third overall pick back in the day, 13 points in 34 games with the Toronto Maple Leafs last season. A team that's just craving scoring in their lineup in Toronto in that bottom six. You could definitely tell Galchenyuk leaves something to be said about that, but Galchenyuk has been on the radar of Bob Murray and the Ducks. Dominic Calhoun, who did not get a qualifying offer from the Chicago Blackhawks. He's the last of the big three that everybody was shocked that the Blackhawks left. Oh, never mind. Dominic Calhoun played with the Oilers last season. My bad. Dominic Calhoun put up 15 points in 48 games with the Oilers. Again, there's something to be said about a team that lacked scoring last season. The fact that Calhoun is available, he's not necessarily going to be a great replacement over a Troy Terry. I'd rather keep Troy Terry on that top line if you put in a guy like Dominic Calhoun. Again, nothing against the guy, but if we're being completely honest. Now, this is the most interesting of the four names because it brings back, if you guys are a Ducks fan from the last couple of years, a guy that spent 6 seasons and put up 147 points in his career in Anaheim. There is a guy named Bobby Ryan that is available, and Bobby Ryan could be an interesting fit. He put up 14 points in 33 games last season with the Detroit Red Wings. He actually had a really great start to the season and put up very similar numbers to Alex Galchenyuk. Do you bring Bobby Ryan back to Anaheim? And I think there is an argument to be made that that could work. Bobby grew up on the West Coast. He could be closer to home. And obviously he's going back to his roots. I think Bobby Ryan would be a very nice fit for the Anaheim Ducks if he were to return. I think this is a guy that could really come in and kind of just solidify that group, add that little bit of a veteran presence in that top six, alongside maybe a guy like Zegras. Because you could put Rakell on that top line. You could put Henrique on that top line. I'm sure at some point they will try that. And then you got Ryan Getzlaf, who I think by the end of the season will be a third or fourth line center. With some of the young guys continuing to come up, he may not fit in that role. And I'm really looking at Isaac Lundestrom as a guy that can take that next step into the top six. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who would you like to see jump into the Anaheim Ducks? As you got to, here's the qualifications. A top six potential player that can score goals, can jump on the power play. Let me know some names in the comment section down below. I'm going with Bobby Ryan. That is my prediction. Maybe it's a little bit of my fanboy Ducks in me that wants to see that, but we'll see what happens. And if you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, and more rumor videos just like this one, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.